Do you ever look at your Mac Mini, the M4 model? That's a really nice one with an M4 Pro, Thunderbolt 5. You paid all this money for Thunderbolt 5 and you say, man, this thing really has no ports. I paid all this money to get a nice chip, a nice little Mini. I got these Thunderbolt 5 ports here, but I don't use them. Well, let me tell you, my friends, here's a solution. This here is the WAVLINK, or WAVLINK, but it's obviously WAVLINK, Thunderbolt 5. Thunderbolt 5 is going to allow much more bandwidth than Thunderbolt 4. Double. You go from 40 to 80. What does that mean in the real world? What are we talking about here? You can have more things running at full speed. So if you plug in something to a non-Thunderbolt port, typically you plug in a bunch of stuff, it gets to the point where that cable that runs your data starts to get bottlenecked and it can't push data through anymore because it's too slow. Okay, so then we have Thunderbolt 4. All right, it's faster, a lot faster. You can push a lot more data through. You can have all these little things going on at one time. It's going to be a lot quicker, but we're getting to the point now where even Thunderbolt 4, it's too slow. It's too slow. We're not able to get a lot of data through. Thunderbolt 5 is faster, twice as fast, meaning you can push lots of data through. Storage, dongles, screen, all kinds of stuff. Push it all through at one time. It's super efficient. Okay, nice clean little setup. Ooh, it's got a little bit of a... Is that... Yeah, it's not just silver. It's got like a little bit. It's very hard to describe. It has this tiniest amount of like a gold, bronze, just a very brass, I guess. Very, very, very tiny little bit of that in there. Just a little wee bit. Some accents there with some plastic there. Looks cool. Certified. Trademark Thunderbolt, which is good. It'll have good support. On the front here, you do have SD card, micro SD card. It's crazy because Macs don't have micro SD cards. A lot of people who buy Macs are going to be creators. I'm using a DJI for this. You get a DJI, it's great, fantastic, and you use it to film your blogs, your vlogs, your content, and then you want to go edit on your Mac. Well, you have to have a dongle, like a dongle coming off of it with an SD card, which is insane. If you have this thing, you just plug it in right in the front, do your editing, take it out, take it and go. 2 USB-A, fast for things like NVMEs. This is fast. This will run at 1,000 megabytes a second max speed. You do get power delivery, 30 watts, more for like tablets. I will charge my iPad off of that. You get 140 watt charging. So if you have yourself a MacBook Pro, I don't have a MacBook Pro, but if you have a MacBook Pro M4, MacBook Pro with M4 chip, you have Thunderbolt 5 ports, and you can actually charge your MacBook Pro off of that as well. Right? So if you have a Pro chip or Max chip or whatever, so you're going to be able to run your Mac in terms of data and power it like crazy. I will power my laptop off of this, but this is Thunderbolt 4. When we test that, we'll do that. Power in, that's going to power the dock and, of course, your laptop. 2.5 gigabit per second Wi-Fi, Ethernet, that's fast as well. Very good to see, fast. 2 more USB-A, very fast, and 2 more Thunderbolt ports. You get a Kensington launch slot. So you're actually going to be able to not only use the Thunderbolt 5 as your primary, link to your PC, you're going to be able to input more Thunderbolt, more storage, more docks, more docks. I guess you could daisy chain this to more docks if you wanted. Okay, and here we are set up. Right now I'm using with the Mac Mini because I don't have a MacBook Pro. I don't use a MacBook Pro, but if you have a MacBook Pro, what you're going to do is you're typically going to come home. You're going to have this wire connected to your dock, which normally I'd have tucked under here, but for display purposes, I'll have it up there just because it can be shown off. But normally I would tuck it down here, obviously. And then you'd come home with, do your work for the day. Come home and you take your MacBook Pro, for example. You take this and you plug it right into your MacBook Pro over to the side here and use it. We're going to be hooked up to the Mac Mini for testing purposes. It's fine. Later, we're going to test it with my laptop as well. So we're going to test some different things. I have a nice fast micro SD card, or trans flash as they call it. So I mean, honestly, we're already cooking. We came in, we took our base Mac, we take our Mac here that doesn't have dual display out, whether it's Thunderbolt 4 or Thunderbolt 5, in this case Thunderbolt 5, I'm now able to run 2 displays where I couldn't do that before. So that's obviously going to be really nice right off the bat. I physically cannot run 2 screens unless I do it this way. So that's nice. Come in here and we can test it. So let's see how fast the TF is, the little micro SD card. It's pretty standard. I mean, technically it's fast. I mean, the Lexar plays, they do claim to go fast, right? Like it does, this is brand new by the way, it does claim to do 200 megabytes a second reads and writes, so sustained 140. So, I mean, maybe. We'll see how that goes. So that's nice. I mean, we don't need to run the test 50 times. Obviously, it's very fast. So if you have a fast little micro SD card, I put it into my laptop, and it honestly only copies out like 50 megabytes a second, maybe 60. So this is twice as fast, and that's nice because sometimes I record like large amounts of very large data of videos on my camera, and then I'm like, oh, this is going to take forever. And this is nice and fast. So let's plug in a Thunderbolt 4 enclosure, and we'll get that tested. Okay, is this the right one here? Yeah, that's not there. So the writes aren't great, but the reads there, you can get Thunderbolt 4 speeds. Now, one of the benefits of Thunderbolt 5, like I said before, is this Thunderbolt 5 is not going to be bottlenecked. Like if you think of highways, cars going through here, normally when you have a 4K screen and a 4K screen, you start to kind of cause traffic jam on this cable here, so it starts to get slower. So yeah, you're able to run two 4K screens really well, but your internal storage then, your external storage here starts to get slower, and you're not going to get those speeds there. Thunderbolt 5 is harder to saturate, so you're going to be able to run more things more fast. Okay, so what do we have here? Look at these speeds. The rates are still meh because this drive kind of blows, but look at those speeds. They've all of a sudden went up. They're over 4,200. How's that possible? Well, now I've decided to bring in another product. So now I have a Thunderbolt 5 enclosure. This is not a Thunderbolt 4 enclosure, it's a Thunderbolt 5 enclosure. So I buy, for example, a Thunderbolt 5 enclosure, I spend all this money, I want to expand my Mac storage with fast Thunderbolt 5 speeds. Okay, well, I want to be able to plug it into my dock there. So that's what's happening here. We're getting very fast speeds, right? The reads, writes don't really matter, but the reads over 4,000, over 4,000. We're running Thunderbolt 5 based NVMe enclosure, and that's going to the Mac. Now, I don't have a MacBook Pro. I'm sorry, I just don't own one. At least not right now. But I do have a Thunderbolt 4 capable stand-in Windows PC. And then you're going to start using this laptop. All of a sudden, you have access to more fast. Now, the other thing is mouse. I don't have this hooked up. This here, I can actually push this back here. I can do something like, close the lid. Come in here, go close the lid. What happens when you close the lid? Well, what I would do is I would come in here and I'd say, when I close the lid, when it's plugged in, do nothing. Like that. Close the lid. And even though I just closed my lid, it's still running, right? And that's my only screen now. So my Mac or my laptop is now working independently. It's actually physically closed. I don't have to worry about it over here. And I'm working on one of my portable screens. This is just going to test for Thunderbolt 4 backwards compatibility. But generally speaking, this is now running Thunderbolt 4. So we have Thunderbolt 4 running the screen here, 4K 60, faster actually, 4K 144 hertz, very good. And then we also have that enclosure hooked up, that extra piece of storage over here running at Thunderbolt 4 speeds over here. So that's great. The last thing I want to test here is going to be a USB-A. Even though I've tested all of them, but they claim that those USB-A ports on the front are fast. Are you going to get fast speeds? This should be around 1,000, because it'll be 10 gigabit per second. Between 800 and 1,000 is typically what we're going to expect here. Boom. So 10 gigabit per second. Perfect. Okay, so everything's good. So I can conclude this video without being like, oh damn, my whole intro was crap. Okay, so let's conclude it. What do I think? It does exactly what it's supposed to do. I've said this before. If a product does what it's supposed to do, and it advertises that and it does it properly, then it's a good product. Whether you want that is your choice. Like maybe you don't want that to do what you want it to do, then you would buy it. But in this case, it does what it's supposed to do. So you plug this in to your Mac Mini and you have access to more ports. Mac Minis don't come with many ports. You're going to be able to expand things like storage with external enclosures, dual screen setup, which you're not going to be able to normally do on one of these. You're also going to get access to things like an extra Ethernet port, more ports on the front as well. You're able to charge other devices as well. Do all this kind of stuff at the same time. Headphones out, yada, yada, yada. Very good. It is Thunderbolt 5 capable, which means that you're going to get higher speeds, right? You're going to get speeds when you're running 4K screen and a 4K screen, for example, at the same time. Normally that's going to eat into your bandwidth, and your external storage will start to run slow, maybe 1,800 megabytes per second or something like that. Don't have that issue here. It's going to run nice and fast because there's enough bandwidth over this cable that it's going to be able to run all this stuff without slowing down. So it's good to buy now. If you have Thunderbolt 5, obviously you pay money for the port, you might as well leverage it. It's good to buy now even if you don't have Thunderbolt 5, because in the future, most laptops and things are going to start coming with Thunderbolt 5. Why not get access to it, right? Soon, the day one you buy the new product that has Thunderbolt 5, you hit the ground running. It's very good. So it'll expand your storage, it'll expand your ports, it'll expand your capabilities. It's a good product. So there you go. That's the WAVLINK Thunderbolt 5 multifunction docking station. It does what it's supposed to do, and therefore it is good.